Well, how are you doing today? Huh? I'm hoping you're doing beautiful today. It is a beautiful day. The sun came up, right? So we're going to find intercepts of quadratics. I think it'll be a lot of fun. But before we do that, I have a question for you. What's your bright spot? All right. My bright spot is lately when I give my son a hug, he's 3 years old, I say like grizzly bear hug. And then he'll call out another animal. He'll be like, I don't know, black bear. I'll be like, black bear hug. He'll say giraffe. I'll do giraffe hug. And I get like 10 hugs out of it. So for me, it's a beautiful thing. It's really, I really look forward to it. So anyways, that's my bright spot. Okay, so we're gonna find x-intercepts. Well, we know when we're dealing with quadratics, we got these three forms, right? And they're kind of interchangeable. We got standard, vertex, and we got intercept. So if your teacher says, find the x-intercept, and they give you the equation in standard form, you got to be like, oh, damn, I can do it, but damn. If they give it to you in vertex form, you're like, oh, well, I can do it, but well. But if they give you the equation in intercept form, you got to be like, yes! Because the intercept form just gives you the x-intercepts. That's what it does. So the x-intercepts here are going to be at 7, 0 and -1, 0. So the assumption here is that you know what an x-intercept is, but I will touch on it briefly. It's always the value of x that causes the function to equal 0. So in intercept form, it's always the p and the q value. And you know, some students just say take the opposite. But really what we mean is that if you're subtracting, then the intercept must be positive, because that's how you get to 0. And if you're adding, then the intercept must be at a negative value, because that's how you get to 0 from adding. All right? Okay, so let's move over to these two. All right, so you got to find the x-intercepts. It's not in intercept form. So what do? Well, one thing you could do, if you give it in standard form, is you could pray to the Lord above that it's factorable. Because if it's factorable, then you just convert it to intercept form. So let's see this one. I'm going to switch to blue here. This is factorable, right? Because it's going to become y is x plus 3, x plus 1, right? Beautiful. That means its two intercepts are going to be at -3, 0, and it's going to be at -1, 0, using the structure of intercept form. All right, let's go over here. Vertex form. Now, vertex form gives us the vertex by looking at it, which in this case is at 4, -9. But it doesn't give you the x-intercept by looking at it. You could multiply it all out and attempt to factor it. But I think probably the best way is to just, and say it after me, set that damn thing equal to 0 and solve. I hear you. Set that damn thing equal to 0 and solve. So here we go. I'm going to set that damn thing equal to 0. And I'm going to solve the equation. So let's do it. Okay, solving an equation, we want to isolate x. We're currently subtracting 4, squaring, and then subtracting 9. So we want to do the inverse of all those operations. So let's first add 9 to both sides, which is going to leave us at 9 is equal to x minus 4 squared. Right, that's by plussing 9. Now I got to get x all by itself, so I'm going to square root both sides. Because if you square root something squared, you just get the thing in the center. I got to square root the 9 as well. That gives me 3. Or -3. Remember, when we square root and we're doing our quadratics, we have to realize that you have two possible answers, the plus or the minus. And now lastly, I got to add 4. So I'm going to add 4 to both of these. And I get 1 or 7 is equal to x. And your teacher probably wants you to write it as a coordinate point. So you're going to go 1, 0, and you're going to go 7, 0. And you're going to say, yes! Those are the x-intercepts, teach. Now, let's go back over to here. And maybe you don't know how to factor. Maybe it's not factorable. You don't have to do it. You can do it with the quadratic formula, or you can complete the square. You can follow this strategy and just say, here's what I'm going to do, teach. I'm going to set the damn thing equal to 0, and then I'm going to solve. Set it equal to 0, and then you solve the equation. If you don't know how to solve a quadratic equation, then you're not prepared to find x-intercepts yet. Well, of anything other than intercept form. You have to be able to solve an equation to find the x-intercepts unless it's in intercept form. And then from here, you could do the quadratic formula if you want. I'll do it quickly. Okay, whew, that was good. I like the quadratic formula. Yeah, I like it when I'm not in a hurry. So there, you could find it that way. Okay. Well, let's dream up 3 new examples and try it again. All right. Well, I want you to pause it and you try it first. So hit pause, pause. Unpause. Let's go get it. Well, I'm going to start with intercept form because if the question is find the x-intercepts and it's in intercept form, I'm like, yes, that's how we're going to do it. So because x-intercepts are what we get automatically from intercept form. So I'm just going to look at it, and based on mathematical structure alone, I'm just going to go right to the answer, which is -2, 0, -5, 0. All right. Now, if you forget mathematical structure, right? You don't have that super clean. Well, just do the same thing we did over for standard form and vertex form, which is set that damn thing equal to 0 and solve. You can. I mean, so you set it equal to 0, right? There it is. That's a nice thing. Explode, make it all blue. Be a little bit more consistent, if you will. So you go 0 is equal to x plus 2 times x plus 5. Gorgeous! Gorgeous! Are you doing good still? I hope you're not too much of a hurry. I know sometimes I'm distractible, which is hard. How are you distractible, Mr. Miller? There's ain't no one in the room. All right. So again, this is the 0 product property. So if you're going to multiply and get 0, the only way to do that is to multiply by 0. So you can subtract 2, and the same over here. Go to x plus 5, set it equal to 0, subtract 5. Okay. So here we go. There's 2 x-intercepts. Beautiful. All right, so we got to find x-intercepts, and we're given it in standard form. Oh my gosh. We know what to do. It's not a mystery. We're going to set that damn thing equal to 0, and then we're going to solve. That's what we do for x-intercepts. So here I got one that I know is not factorable. I'm not going to be able to add to 7 and multiply to -1. So I'm out of luck. I got to either complete the square or the quadratic formula. And I'm going to use the quadratic formula because of that odd number. But, you can do whatever you want. So let me do it real quick. Ta-da! All right, so our x-intercepts are at really messy places, but it's fine. I mean, it's going to be at the x values that are -7 plus or minus the square root of 53 divided by 2, which I don't even want to put in a coordinate point, but maybe I will. We could go to our calculator if we wanted to get, a rounded answer, but as an exact answer, these would be both of them, and they are beautiful. Not as nice and clean as the ones over here, but they're still nice. All right, lastly, again, this is gonna have kind of messier x-intercepts as well, but let's just do the problem. How do I find x-intercepts? I don't think I need to say, right? Set that damn thing equal to 0, Mr. Miller, come on. Come on, we ain't got all day. We ain't got all day. So here we go. 0 is equal to negative x minus 7 squared plus 3. We got to solve this equation. Let's solve it. Let's subtract 3 from both sides. I know that, trust me, I've taught enough students to know that -1 might be causing you some stress. Ain't no need to stress. You don't like that negative? Just multiply everything by -1. The whole thing, everything gets multiplied by -1. That changes all the signs. So now it's positive, don't know why I wrote 4. It's positive 3 is equal to positive x minus 7 squared. Now you see where we're going. We got to square root both sides. Beautiful. So plus or minus the square root of 3 is equal to x minus 7. And lastly, got to add 7, right? Because I want to get x by itself. So we have 7, positive 7 plus or minus the square root of 3. So again, you could go to your calculator and get what both of those values are. But those are going to be the two locations, or the two values of x that makes this equation equal to 0. All right. So to find to find x-intercepts, if it's not in intercept form, set that damn thing equal to 0 and solve. Got to be able to do the quadratic formula or vertex form, or solve something that's in vertex form. All right. Well, it's good to be back. It's good to see you. And I hope you're having a beautiful day. Take care of yourself. All right.